Hi, my name is Anava, and I really want you to see me as a friend. And this message right now is for you. I know that for a fact, because I know that only people who are meant to see this will see this. And now you might think, that doesn't really work like that. There's algorithms, there's other things at play, and yes, there are algorithms and other things at play, but do you know that the algorithms are serving the entire world, and not the entire world is getting messages like this? Not the entire world goes onto their feed and has all these readers. And now you're saying, yes, but I have all these readers on my feed because I interact with their videos. You interact with their videos because you know it means something. You feel it. Even if you don't want to admit it to yourself yet, you are special. You are special. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Not everyone is special. Everyone is special. But you, it's different, man. It's different. I'm not even gonna lie. It's different when it comes to you. And you know it. I don't know exactly how, but I know it's true. And I know that you do know it. You have been, we're not even gonna get into that. We're gonna focus on what's to come. And what's to come is amazing. Sorry, I'm getting really, 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 really excited because you think you know. You think you know what's gonna come. You have no idea. You know if you have been putting in the work and the things you want, they're gonna happen. Things you're working towards, they're gonna happen. But what you don't know is how it's gonna happen. You think you do. Oh my gosh, my friend, I am telling you, it is going to blow your mind. I wish you could see it the way I see it right now. I wish I could make you understand. But you're not supposed to get it just yet. Maybe you're supposed to still think that it's gonna play out the way you think. Because you are supposed to walk that path. The one that you think is gonna make everything work out perfectly. The one where you are living and leading with love and understanding, but you're not allowing the negativity of other people's reality to pull you down. You are instead rising above it. And that can feel like a really tough thing to do. I know that's maybe something you struggle with, where you are like, these people are suffering, and now they have to look at me that's not suffering. It feels a certain type of way sometimes. So I want you to remember that by you not suffering with them, you are not leaving them behind. You are showing them what is possible. Because they can only rise if they decide to. If they decide to believe and take action the way that you have done, only then can they rise. You cannot drag them there. So you gotta go. Show them it's possible. And when they ask you how, then you tell them. That's how you bring them with. And you will. You will bring so many people with you. Like the impact that you are gonna have on people's lives. You've maybe been watching channelers and readers on YouTube. I'm pretty sure a lot of them probably had a really big impact on you because a lot of them had a big impact on me also, personally. I can name for you, Natija, Anakin, Jadina. I will tag them all. Those three, for me, personally, they've been life-changing. And so I know if you get your messages through channelers and readers like this, then I know you probably hold them in high regard as well. What you don't realize, what you don't see now, you are gonna be that for so many people. You are gonna be the person that so many people point to and be like, that one got me started on all of this. That one got me through all of this. And you know, I don't know what it is exactly that you are trying to bring about in this reality, but as sweet as it is going to be when that comes to fruition, it is not going to be anywhere near as sweet as it's going to be to know that your actions, your beliefs, your vibrations have rippled out and reached so much further than you ever thought possible. Like you will never see the complete effect that you have You will never get to see it, but you will feel it. You will have those moments where you're just like, wow. You will. And if you're gonna ask me, how do I know this? How do you know it? You do know it, don't you? You do. And I know it too. And the reason you can know it, and I can know it, is because we are getting our information from the same place, source. So don't question yourself. Not when it comes to this. Not when it comes to you making it. Because you will make it. Anything else? Question yourself all the time. As a matter of fact, you need to keep questioning yourself. I know I just said don't question yourself, but you need to keep questioning yourself in a different way. I want to introduce to you a concept of not thinking harder. Do not think harder, because I actually think that might be impossible. I've done a lot of thinking. I'm a thinker. I don't think it's possible to think harder. What you gotta do, where the breakthroughs happen, is when you think longer. I'm guessing that was a sign. Okay? That was a sign. My light just went out. When you think longer, that is when you meet the deepest parts of yourself. Imagine thinking as like a long hallway. So when you think, most of the times, you're like right here at the front of the hallway. Now, you're kind of hanging out there. You think a little bit longer, you go deeper into the hallway as if you're walking deeper into the hallway. Now, your highest self is all the way at the end of that hallway. So, do you walk harder if you're trying to reach the end of the hallway? As you're walking, you're like, oh, gotta put my foot down harder. As you're standing still, do you tell yourself, no, like, I gotta work harder to walk harder? No, I'm answering that for you. You don't. You just walk. You just do it. And eventually you will reach it. So that's what you need to do with thinking. There are many ways that you can meditate. Many ways. And this is how you're going to find out which ways of meditation work for you. Let your highest self give you the answers. Walk all the way to the end of the hallway and get the answers directly from source. And your highest self and source, they're like the same thing. I don't even want to say they're close because they're the same thing. Like your highest self is pure source energy, assigned specifically to you and your life journey and your life purpose. And when you think, when you're sitting down and you're like, okay, I'm gonna talk to myself now. You're trying to reach an answer. Do not give up. Do not give up. You will give up. You will give up, and that's okay. Because eventually you won't give up. And then you will get it. And it's not a, like, your highest self there at the end of that hallway there, they're always gonna be ready to talk to you, but you're not always gonna approach them right. You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn by communicating with them. You're gonna learn what is the ways in which they prefer to be approached and spoken to. Because sometimes you're gonna be like, okay, I know I'm standing in front of you now, why are you not answering me? And they're just gonna be like, because you're not talking to them the way they want to be spoken to. I can't tell you how they want to be spoken to. They are your highest self, not mine. They've been tailored for your life experience, not mine. But they can tell you. All these things that people tell you have to figure it out for yourself, you don't need to figure it out if you can just get the answer. And you can. Like, you specifically are powerful enough to do this. I promise. Everyone is. Everyone is powerful enough to do this, but not everyone reaches that point where they have all the power ready to do it. Does that make sense? Like, we're all powerful, but you are full of enough power right now to do it, to get the answers that you want, to get the clarity that you seek. And the reason thinking harder feels like it works is because when you're sitting there and you're going, oh, I just gotta think harder, you're not actually thinking harder. Even though a lot of the times you do that, you say that, and then you reach an answer, you get the result you wanted, but you didn't get that answer because you were thinking for it harder. You did You got that answer because as you were saying, I just gotta think harder, think, damn it, think. As you were doing that, what was happening? Time was passing. So you were thinking actively, focused on the same thing for long enough to get the answer, to tune into the frequency of that answer. And you can tune into any frequency. Like, there is absolutely nothing special about me. There is nothing special about me that you don't also have. What I do is special, but I am not special for doing it. Anybody can do it. Anybody can. You can do it. Your friend can do it. Your parents can do it. Even the most unaligned person you can imagine right now. Even the most hateful person you can imagine. They can do this. They just have to choose to do it. Like there's, how do I put this? If you look to me and you think I am any kind of special, then you have to, I beg of you, for someone as special as me, just do this one thing. Just recognize that whatever you see in me is actually a reflection of those values in you. Okay? I'm not kidding. Because not everybody looks, and I'm gonna keep using myself as an example for this, not everybody looks to me and they see positive qualities. Some people look to me and they're full of skepticism, and they're full of paranoia, and that's okay, because it's a reflection of them and where they are at right now. They are struggling to see those good things within themselves, and so they cannot recognize it within another. If you can see good within me, within any other person that is not yourself, it is because that very thing that you are looking at, the only reason you can see it is because it is a reflection of what's inside of you and where your mind is at. Like people can be invaluable to your growth. I think that is why we were not made to live in isolation forever. Because you can learn so much when you are on your own and there's nobody there to hinder your progress and to come disrupt your alignment and throw you off balance and introduce contrasting vibrations. There is nobody around to do that. But there is also nobody around to test you on what you have learned. And you can test yourself in perfect conditions and be like, yeah, I got this. And you do got this. But you truly believe it. You truly see how much you've got it once you go out there and you interact with other people. And if you guys saw my life update, you know I recently had a moment where I completely lost my cool. And let me tell you something right now. I am not a stranger to getting yelled at. I'm not a stranger to getting yelled at. I have had physical punches thrown my way from adults when I was but a teenager. I do not remember much of my childhood. I remember a lot of screaming. I remember a lot of things being thrown. So normally that doesn't faze me at all. As a teenager, I never yelled at my mother. I never yelled at anybody else. I don't even think I yelled at my sister when we would argue, and we would argue a lot. We would fight. Never yelled my voice, never lost my cool. People around me would be screaming and I would be like, why is this necessary? If you can just talk, if you can just communicate, use your words. Use your words. You have words. Use them. That's what I was like. Only 2 years ago, a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, first time anger unlocked within me. I'm not kidding. Like, it was the first time I ever got angry. I did not know the feeling of anger before then. And I know there's like 1 or 2 people in my life that I have shared some of the more deeper things with before 2 years ago now. And I remember I would always tell them, you know, I wish I could get angry. And they would be like, no, you don't. Anger is a horrible emotion. And I would be like, no, but I wish I could get angry because I feel like I have so much to be angry about. And I feel like if I could just be angry, that would be like an outlet. Because right now I'm just understanding and it doesn't feel good to me. But I can't understand little enough to allow myself to get angry. And then I really think that my kid unlocked that within me, because when I look at him and he's innocent, there are a few things that just become crystal clear, and that includes the fact that although all behavior is understandable on some level, not all behavior is acceptable, and not even all behavior is tolerable. Not even from someone like me. And I say someone like me because I really am the most peace-loving person you would ever admit. I used to say I'm a pacifist. I don't say that anymore. I'm not a pacifist, because I am willing to fight for certain things. I will only fight when I feel like there is a fight to be fought, you know? And I started on this little side story, and now I'm trying to remember what the main point was. Why did I bring up this example? Give me a moment. If I think harder, see, I do it too. If I was thinking harder, I could get back the food that I just lost, but maybe I lost it for a reason. I definitely lost it for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, and that reason is it was supposed to happen like that. Everything is a teacher. Everything and everyone is a teacher. And they're all teaching different lessons to different people. So if you try to copy off of your friends or the persons next to you's test, it's not gonna work, because they're learning a different lesson than you are learning. That just came out of the blue. Somebody had to hear that. Yeah. No, I really wanted to remind you, these messages do find you for a reason. As cliche as it might be, it finds you for a reason. They found me for a reason back when I really needed it. And then I started giving them. They found me for a reason back when I needed them. And let me tell you the thing about, I've actually come to learn a lot of the readers here. They come across messages like this. It resonates with them. It gives them hope for the future. And then they are so grateful that they turn around and they decide to also become a channel that shares. And then their messages affect someone else. And someone else is like, wow, this is so powerful. I want to do this. I want to start something that can make people feel this hopeful. And then they become a channel. You see what I mean? You see what I'm getting at? Like, it's such a ripple effect. And it is people choosing. Like, you are, a lot of people say that this person is chosen, or this person is chosen. And I think the core of that is true, in the sense that this person is special and they stand out among the rest, and their neighbors probably couldn't be doing what they are doing. But I think it might be a little bit more to do with the fact that that person is choosing to do it. Like, they are not just going about their life. Like, you have to understand this. Like, when you are in this bubble where the collective is so loud and supportive around you, and you feel these messages, you really resonate with them. When you are in this bubble, it's safe and it's nice. It's easy to start to think that it's like this for everyone. But it isn't. Like, it is so safe and nice because it is a bubble of such pure, positive, and well-intended energy. Not everyone is experiencing that. And I know you haven't experienced it your whole life either. Like, you experience similar things, but you haven't experienced this on this level. And the reason you are experiencing it now is because you choose to. You choose. You are choosing this life. You are creating the collective. You are raising the vibration because you choose to. Like, I can just see it. Like, you having reached so much more than you ever thought you would. So much more. So much more. You think you've got big dreams? You think? Think longer. Sorry, we got a little cut off there. My storage ran out, so I had to delete a few things. But I can see you standing there, having accomplished So much more than you ever thought you would be able to. And you knew you could do big things, but what you end up doing, my friend, I see you after having accomplished so much, but not all of it yet. You're still gonna accomplish a lot more from where I'm seeing you at right now. You've accomplished a lot. Somebody asks you, why you? And you say, because I chose to. I chose to have a deliberate impact on this world. And that is exactly what it was. Like, your awakening started the moment you didn't just think, oh, this world is headed into such darkness, what's happening, everything is going wrong, the world is such a mess, humans have been lied to, and there's so much misery. The moment you shifted from noticing the bad and wishing it could be different to deciding that there has to be something you can do, that moment you had when you were like, there's gotta be something I can do, that's when your awakening started. That's when you became, I'm getting chills. I'm literally, you can't see it, but goosebumps. Goosebumps. I feel like it happened almost exactly like that. You decided there has to be something you can do, and then there became something you can do, and you're doing it. You're doing it whether you know it or not. You are doing it. You are changing the world, whether you want to or not. We're all changing the world. We are all changing our immediate world just by existing. And whenever something that was in our immediate world that has been changed by us leaves our immediate world, it carries with whatever change we catalysted. It carries that change with it to the next environment. So you see how it can reach so much farther than you could ever imagine. Do you get that? You get it. I know you do. I know you do. So, I think that's the end of this message. I have so much I want to say. This is my first proper message back. And it's not in the style that I used to do. That chapter has closed. Those messages, those 18 messages, if you go to my profile, you will see they have been renamed 1 to 18 instead of the titles being what they used to be, because that was something completely different. That was something I had to do. I wanted to do it. It's me. There's no other person that was like, oh, you're gonna do this. I wanted to do it, but it came from a completely different space, different reasoning, different things. And I do believe the people that saw them, it was always going to be this way. Let me put it that way. It was always going to be this way. It's going to remain up forever, but it was always going to just get changed to numbers eventually. And that eventually has arrived. So that's the end of me delivering the messages like that. So my videos going forward is going to be a lot more freely channeled. Not so serious delivering one specific thing, if that makes sense. It's more free flowy. And I just want to thank you all. I want to thank you for choosing to be a part of this. And never forget that you really are special. Like, I know these messages, a lot of them that you see, they're telling you have to watch this right now, and something great is coming your way, and you think, yeah, everybody gets this. Everybody doesn't. Just remember that. Everybody doesn't. And people that are not in alignment with the collective, when they do receive a message like that, all it does is it plants a seed. That's the job of that message reaching them in that moment. It's just planting that seed. And they'll get back to it when they get back to it. That's irrelevant. But they are not living in this the way that you are. There is such a big shift. Like, people that have been in this energy for a few years now, I promise you, all of them can tell you nothing like this has been happening before. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's because before we didn't have you. We didn't have you here with us. You make such a big difference. I'm not even kidding. I'm not saying this to be dramatic. I'm there for the drama. I'm not being dramatic right now. You make such a big difference in the world and in this collective. You being here changes everything. It makes everything the way it's supposed to be. It makes everything the way it's supposed to be for us to change everything for so many people. Remember also that a lot of this is about balance. A lot of things in life, I dare to say everything, is about balance. And if you have been noticing all the darkness in the world, and you've been saying, oh, I wish there was something I could do about it. I wish I could help it somehow. You essentially just like signed up to be on the side of the team of the light, you know? That doesn't mean the dark is an enemy. That just means there has to be balance. And if the dark has gotten so big and overwhelming to the point where you noticed it, that means that you noticed there was an imbalance. And you're part of bringing the balance back and restoring it. Thank you. Thank you for that. There was another thought that was on the tip of my tongue just now. Help me. Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, so back on that little topic of I wish there was something I can do. I think you really need to hear this right now. I really think you do. When you are stuck in a moment that feels impossible, and you have no idea what you should do, and you are asking yourself, what should I do? The answer is always gonna be, do what you can. Because there's always something that you can do. Sometimes it is literally just focusing on your feeling, focusing on how you feel. Sometimes that is the only thing you can do because you can't control your actions. You can't always. You can't. You can't control your actions. You can't control what the people around you are doing. You can't control the environment. You can't even control your thoughts all the time. So in some cases, the only thing you can control is your feelings. In which case, do it. Do it. Doing what you can do is always infinitely better than wondering what you should do. And 99.999% of the time, what you should do is what you can do. Play your part. Imagine if everybody in this world just did what they could. Just played their part. Saw the injustice. Oh, look at all this. Look at all this injustice. I'm going for a big thing now. Maybe a bit too big. But look at all this injustice. What can I do? I can speak up against corruption. Actually, I don't even want to go with the law concept. No, I'm not going to use that one. Look at all this litter. Look at how Mother Nature is being, I almost said defiled, you guys. Disregarded. Look at how Mother Nature is being disregarded. I wish there was something I could do that just makes everybody stop littering. You know what you can do? You know what you can do. You can clean up that area right there. You don't have to. You don't have to. You didn't make that mess, but you can do it. And imagine if everybody just did what they could. It would be enough to change everything. Not everyone is going to do what they can, though, because that's not everybody's part to play in the balance of things. It is yours, because if you are wondering what you can do, that means you are looking for an answer. And I'm telling you right now, the answer will always be, do what you can. What you can do is you can choose to do what you can do. I noticed a lot of miserable people, a lot of beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls that carry so much light within them that are just so misunderstood and invisible. And the only thing that I could think to do, the only thing I can do is maybe try to tell them that they're not alone. Maybe try to tell them that they've got this. Maybe try to share the messages that I hear with them. This whole channel is just me doing what I could. And it's not a lot, but my whole life will always just be me trying to do what I can. This is about you. This is about you. It's not about me. And to make it about me, I'm honored. I'm honored to get to be here and to be a part of your journey. Whether you are at a point right now where you are reaching such highs that you don't even know why you're still watching these videos because you don't need it, or whether you are at a point where the only thing that keeps you going is messages and videos like this, or anywhere in between. I am I am so grateful. Like, grateful isn't even the word. I am sometimes a little bit in disbelief at the fact that I get to be a part of your journey like this. It really means so much. It means a lot to me. So thank you. Thank you. And also, if you're somebody that is following along with my journey at the same time, thank you. Just regardless, I know you're a good person. So whether you're following along or not, thank you. And you got this. I got this. We got this. Balance is upon us. Everything that you think would be nice to have one day, my friend, that and so much more is yours. And everyone that you care about, they get to share in those riches. Whether you are directly gonna give it to them, or whether they are gonna see what is possible for you and then realize it's possible for them. It's gonna be different for different people in your life. But everybody that you care about is gonna be so affected so positively. Eventually, it might trigger some of them, their egos at the beginning. But in the end, I see it. You just choosing to do what you can do really does change everything. For you, for everyone around you, for this collective, for the whole entire world. Like, the shift is so massive. And don't try to be perfect. I'm about to say goodbye and then that came up. Don't try to be perfect. Because perfection doesn't inspire. Telling you right now, perfection is on the side of darkness in the game of balance. Now again, like, dark doesn't mean there's an enemy and you're gonna go to war against it. Darkness is like darkness is the dark and light is the light. Do we need a metaphor for it? Dark is the dark and light is the light. Anything associated with the dark is the dark, anything associated with the light is the light. Perfection is not of the light because the feelings that comes from seeing someone else be perfect. The feelings that are invoked in human souls when they witness perfection. Like, perfection in the dictionary sense. Are feelings that belong to the category of darkness. Doesn't mean you're dark or evil for feeling them, not at all. You get what I'm saying. The feelings that rise up from seeing somebody be perfect. Feelings of inadequacy, jealousy, doubt in themselves. That is tipping the scales more towards darkness than it is towards light. And remember, it's all about balance. And right now there is more darkness than there is light. That is why so many people are waking up and choosing to do things that will inspire more light, because there needs to be a balance. There needs to be a balance. You know how people can have like all the money in the world, like they are financially and materially so abundant, but they are so on the inside the opposite of abundant. It's because that's again a version of balance, like outside versus inside balance. And I know law of attraction tells you that's not possible. It's not possible to have all these things if you're feeling yucky. It is. You get trust fund babies that have everything in the world and they're miserable. Balance. You get people that live the kind of lives that if somebody from a first world would look at them, if that trust fund kid would look at this person, they would be like, oh my gosh, how are you still alive? And more than that, like, how are you laughing and loving? How are you not hating the world based on your circumstances? Balance. Like, inside and outside balance. Balance happens on many different levels. That doesn't mean if your outer world is abundant, that your inner world is gonna have to be broke. That's not what I'm saying at all. You can have complete good, complete light, only if you view the bad and the dark as part of the light. Maybe I'm getting a bit too... You should talk to yourself about that. You should talk to yourself. Talk to Source. That's not my place. That's not my place to bring that up. So, sorry. My apologies. I think you got the gist of what I wanted to say there. Balance. Balance, man. It's all about balance. This is gonna be another full left unfinished. Oh, perfect. Perfection. Perfection. Perfection does not inspire feelings of light within others. So when you are trying to tip the scales on a global level, you need to do things that will ripple out light. You might think by you being perfect, you are rippling out light and love, but that's not what people feel when they look at you. That doesn't mean if you are perfect at something that you're not allowed to share it. No, that doesn't mean that at all. It just means share the journey. Share the journey, because when you share the journey, when you share the struggles, you share the points where you completely fell off, that inspires self-belief in others. That inspires inspiration. That inspires feelings of light. And yeah, actually, I see it. I see it. The recent little thing where I was really not acting with light, and then me coming on here and telling you guys, I just got yelled at and I yelled back, basically. Oh yeah, I was still telling that story. See, there I found the thought just where I left it. Never been a yeller. That's where I was going with that story. Never been a yeller, and in this moment, I yelled back. Did I finish? Maybe I did finish that. Okay, back to the rewind. Me sharing that. I shared that, not realizing it could have a positive effect. Like, I shared it because of the reasons that I said in the video. Like, I need to do something different because I want a different outcome this time when it comes to being on the internet. That's why I shared it. And I just realized I probably inspired a lot more feelings of light and people believing in themselves by sharing that than I would have if I didn't. Because if you don't see the struggle, let's say you looked at me as someone, I'm not saying you did look at me like this, but let's say you looked at me as someone who is of the light, someone who is calm and has it together all the time, and you were like, it makes sense that she knows all these things. It makes sense that she can channel the messages. It makes sense that she is so connected because look at her, like she has it all figured out. Now, I showed you I don't have it all figured out. Even I fall. So if someone can scream in an old man's face and still have source go, yep, that one. What have you done that is so bad? What have you done that is more out of alignment than that? That would make them go, no, not that one. You know? Does that make sense? I gotta go. I really gotta go. I love you. Thank you for being here. And I am so excited for this next chapter. I'm so excited to share this next chapter with you. Thank you.